Bakit nga ba ang tagal natin nawala?
Medyo mahabang kwento, actually. Pero, ganito kasi yan.
Welcome one and all to the Cinegeeks Podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide. I'm Roy.
And I'm Angela.
And, yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Grabe. Parang feeling ko naninibago akong nagre-record tayo.
Kilala niyo pa ba kami?
Oo nga eh. Nakalimutan na tayo ng mga tao.
Oo. Comment niyo lang kung kilala niyo pa kung sino kami. Ako nga pala si Angela.
Yes.
Ito nga pala si Roy.
I'm Roy.
Hello, guys.
Kaya mapapansin niyo din, medyo iba yung pwesto natin.
Mm-hmm.
Na kung dati magkatabi kami sa gitna ng lamesa. Yeah, it's because, we'll get to that maya-maya. Pero for today's episode, we will be talking about two films. First being Thunderbolts, directed by Jake Schreier, written by Eric Pearson and Joanna Callow, starring Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, David Harbour, Hannah John Kamen, Wyatt Russell, Louis Pullman, Olga Kurylenko, Geraldine Viswanathan, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And Final Destination, Bloodlines, directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein, written by Guy Busick and Laurie Evans Taylor, starring Caitlin Santa Juana, Teo Briones, and Tony Todd.
Before we continue, we'd like to remind everyone who hasn't done so to please follow our pod wherever you listen to podcasts like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Don't forget us. Don't forget about us. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, and X, so you can join in on the fun. And also visit our website, cinegeekspod.com, for the latest in movie and TV news and reviews.
You can send your questions, suggestions, and feedback to our email address, cinegeekspod@gmail.com. And by the way, please join us on our Facebook group called the Cinegeeks PH HQ. There, you can interact with us and, of course, with your fellow Cinegeeks.
Yes. Sabi, ang tagal natin hindi sinabi yung lahat ng yun.
Oo nga eh.
Oh my gosh. Parang kailangan ko siyang i-relearn. Maya-maya. Actually, maganda na yung unang pag-usapan natin. Isa-segue natin kung bakit ang tagal natin nawala. Okay, sige, let's go ahead and talk about the first film in this episode, and that's Thunderbolts. After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap, an unconventional team of anti-heroes must go on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their pasts. So, kung nakikita nyo yung socials namin, makita nyo na puro halos Thunderbolts.
Ang daming asterisk.
Month. Oo. Yung ating
April.
Yung Instagram, Facebook, TikTok din. Oo, yun. Basta halos puro Thunderbolts. Nag-doc screening tayo.
Yes. And that's when we also launched
our film collective of friendship.
Parang film community group.
Yes.
Of film creators.
Film content creators, viewers, and everything in between. And that's Cinehan Buddies PH.
Yeah.
Nalagay ko dyan yung socials niyan.
Yes, you can follow us as well there.
Yep. And maliban doon, yun na, sabihin na natin kung anong...
Bakit tayo matagal na...
Kung bakit ang tagal natin
MIA.
Nawala. Yeah, we actually moved.
Yes. We moved.
And it took a very large part of a month to process the whole process.
To process the whole process?
Ano siya eh. Ano yung hindi lang siya physical process eh.
Napaka-profound ng sinabi mong yan
To
process the process. Hindi ko maarok.
Hindi lang siya physical na process na pag-movie. Kahit yung sobrang siya, emotional, spiritual, grabing siya.
Talagang transition.
We're
still in the process of transition, pero alam mo yung kapag ka sa mga ibang, especially sa mga Americans, kapag sinabi lang they moved states, parang yun yung pakiramdam sa atin. Parang, it's like, we only moved cities, pero it feels like we moved states. Kasi parang ibang-iba yung culture, ibang-iba yung environment, ibang-iba yung vibe and yung ambience, 'di ba?
Kaya nakakatuwa kasi yung Thunderbolts itong unang pag-uusapan natin. And by the way, just unahan na namin kayo. Ang dami naming masasabi dito sa review na to na sinabi na ng mga ibang reviewers. So, this is not us plagiarizing anything.
Pero this is gonna be a spoilery review na.
Oo, yun na yan siya eh. So parang siguro we can discuss it on our terms in a spoilery fashion. Pero yun na nga, parang sabihin na parang it's a very emotional film. It's very... Yes, it was. Pero yun nga, it was a very, ano ba itong term na to? It was psychological. May pagka.
Mental. It tackles mental health.
Tackles mental health. Kaya, sige, yun na lang. Yung last word natin siguro sa kung bakit matagal tayong nawala.
Ayan,
pero,
a little life update lang for you guys.
Yep. Pero, yun. It's very appropriate na the Thunderbolts occurred during this transition period in our life.
Yes.
Yun.
Oo. It really took a toll on our mental health then. The changes that's been happening. Sobrang daming changes. And, pero iba namang klaseng, mas more personal, introspective ang approach ng mental health dito sa Thunderbolts.
True. Pero let's talk about the film first. Pagkatapos natin siya, i-segue natin pabalik. Okay. What did you think of Thunderbolts? Spoilery. Sige. Oh.
Okay, spoilery. Honestly, nung lumabas tong announcement from Marvel na magkakaroon ng Thunderbolts and it's a group of misfits banding together na they're not quite the Avengers. Pero parang they're trying to be heroes, ganyan. Ang naisip ko kaagad, nagawa na yan Suicide Squad. Diba? O kaya yung Guardians of the Galaxy. So, I was coming into this. I was coming into this na parang, okay, what are you gonna show me that I haven't seen before?
Exactly.
So, when I finally saw it, grabe, na-surpass niya yung expectations ko. Kasi, totoo naman, tama naman yung word na misfits. If anything, I would describe them as rejects. Rejects talaga sila or parang knock-offs ng mga original na entities na nire-represent nila.
Mas, kumbaga, parang latak ng superhero.
Mas ganon sila. Even more so than Guardians. Kasi Guardians, they're their own personalities
True,
diba?
True.
Pero ito kasi parang knock-off Black Widow, knock-off Captain America, knock-off Russian Captain America.
Knock-off of a knock-off.
Diba? So, parang si Bucky din, parang sidekick ni Captain America. So, parang talagang rejects sila. And so, parang you can actually see the flaws in their characters. And yun nga, going back to your question, what did I think about Thunderbolts? They are the most human characters, most relatable Marvel characters since the Infinity Saga. Na feel ko yung realism and yung parang pagka-everyday person nila sa mga kwento nila. They're all failures. They're all flawed. They're all struggling.
Yes.
Coping. And yun na yung general state ng mundo ngayon I feel seen and heard by this movie.
Yes.
Yun yung parang broad strokes lang muna. Ikaw?
Same, actually. Yung sa sinabi mo sa simula na parang nung lumabas yung trailers na parang, okay, Marvel Suicide Squad. I mean, down to the fact na meron silang Amanda Waller.
Diba?
Na si Val.
Oo.
May Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Kaya, and eventually, by the way, we were also invited to see yung preview niya, the first 30 minutes or so.
Yes.
The film. We were invited by Disney, so thank you, Disney Philippines, for that invite. Ito, spoiler na to Gabi nakakagulat yung pinanood natin. Ay, patay si Taskmaster!
So, umpisa pa lang. First 30 minutes.
Ano mo yung, ang hirap ang hirap nung in-invite tayo para manood ng preview. Tapos naka-embargo tayo doon. Tapos biglang babagsakan tayo ng ganun.
Ay, Diyos ko, inaway pa nga tayo dyan. Diba? Naaway pa ako dyan.
Shout out dun sa kayo, pangalan na ito.
Wag mo na sabihin.
Okay, kilala mo kung sino ka. Pag-post namin to, awayin mo kami ulit. Okay,
ikaw na lang. Ako yung inaway Pero, ang context lang doon sa pinost kasi natin siya sa isang film group sa Facebook. So, para sa mga hindi nakaalam, ito ng Chika. Ito yung Chika Geeks. Ito yung Chaa. Okay. So, pinost ko na we watched the first 30 minutes. And we were asked to give a quote by Marvel na ipopost nila sa Marvel Philippines page.
Actually, hindi ka natin na-expect na ipopost.
Hindi nga natin na-expect.
Gumawa lang tayo ng parang yung
exit reaction.
Na pinost lang natin para sa atin.
Yes.
Yung mga tipong mga inspired nila John Campia, nila Dan Merle sa mga social na. Mga
ni Brandon Davis.
Brandon Davis, mga ganon. Yeah, ganon lang.
So, ang sinabi mo, you're gonna see the characters that you're expecting to see here. Ang context nung sinabi natin na yon in the first 30 minutes. Okay? That they will be there, all of them, all 6 of them, in the first 30 minutes. And then after that, it's gonna be just 5. Kasi nga, namatay yung isa. Pero, pinipilit tayo nung isang to.
Di, sabihin nyo kung bakit.
Anong klaseng statement?
Anong klaseng statement yan? Bakit?
Anong klaseng statement daw yung sinabi natin na you're gonna see all the characters you expect to see. Hindi niya naman makita yung read between the lines yon na you will see all 6. And that's it.
Ito, yan o.
They're gonna be there in the first 30 minutes and then one will die.
Ito, sabi ko tayo na, ito ibang klase yung pacing niya. Parang for the recent na MCU films, para siya medyo plodding yung pace, pero ito sobrang yung brisk. Napaka-exciting niyang panoorin. All the characters that you expect to see in Thunderbolts are there.
In the first 30 minutes.
The first 30 minutes.
But diba? Not after the first 30 minutes. So, hindi makuha niya na, one of them will die in the first 30 minutes.
True. Actually, masabi ko lang din dun sa, one of our good friends of the podcast and a fellow Sinihan buddy, Ray Velasco, aka Night of Fun, also under Night Studios.
Yes.
By the way, check him out kasi ang dami niyang mga comics na sinusulat din. Fantastic stuff, Ray. Again, we're gonna put his stuff sa description so you can check his stuff out. Pero, isa kasi sa mga pinagawa sa atin ni Disney, yun, di ba, nagkaroon tayo ng parang yung marketing kemerut ng yung sa asterisk. What is the asterisk? Yung kanyang yung bleep movement.
Parang we did content
gumawa tayo ng content for that. Yung napanood ko yung yung video niya about it, sinabi niya na parang, di ba napansin nyo, doon sa poster, 6 yung galamay nung asterisk. Pero may mga ibang poster na 5 na lang. Diba? Good job, Ray. Natumbok mo. Good job.
Yun nga.
Yun. So, ganun nga, na para siyang, okay.
So, yun na nga.
Patay yung Taskmaster. Mabalik lang akong mabilis lang. Kaya ako sinabi na sobrang important nitong Thunderbolts at the time when we saw it. Kasi yun na nga, na parang, I'm not gonna go into specifics about the upheaval, quote-unquote. Pero, whenever you go through something like that, and by the way, it is my wish na if ever anybody, ikaw nanonood, Cinegeeks, whatever, na you go through something like that, I wish na you have a solid group of people by your side. Just, hindi naman cheering yun, kasi hindi naman realistic yun, kasi everyone has their own battles to face. Pero yung grabing, yung sense of community, naramdaman natin from the Sinihan buddies, na the same way na kung paano yung sense of community na in-espouse netong Thunderbolts. We're just gonna go right to the end then. Yung, kasi eventually nga revealed na si Bob is si Sentry.
And the
Void. Ngayon, yung final battle nila dito, yung pinapakita sa trailer na yung itim-itim yung buong New York City. Hindi naman namatay yung mga tao. Parang iniba nila ng konti yung powers ni Sentry dito. Siyempre kasi sobrang OP ni Sentry / Void sa comics. It's terrifying how powerful.
/ Homelander.
Parang siyang actually may pagkaganon siya.
Si Sentry.
Parang kung naghalo si Sentry and Void, yun si Homelander. Yan. Pero,
hindi ba si Void si Black Noir?
lang kwenta, Black
Joke
Noir.
Joke lang.
Anyway, the way that they defeated the Void is by letting Bob / Sentry / the Void know na in spite of all his struggles, his fellow Thunderbolts are there for him.
Mm-mm.
So, yun na nga yung one na sobrang alam mo yung nung premiere nun, na nandun tayo sa kalagitnaan nung, alam mo pwedeng term, yung naglalagablab na forest fire of upheaval natin doon. And then, to see that during the premiere night, na alam mo yung last 30 minutes nito, Thunderbolts, umahagulgul ako ng I don't think I've ever cried that much at a Marvel movie, including Infinity War. Kasi sa Infinity War, more siyang parang yung tahimik na hikbi.
Mas grief yun.
Na para siyang, oh my God, my heroes are dying left and right. Tapos ganun pa yung ending niya, yung boom. Parang talagang yun, you're grieving. Pero dito sa Thunderbolts, yung last half hour or so niya is just the movie letting me know na parang, hey, I know what you're going through. And it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Yun. So parang...
are you okay?
Kasi parang
I think you're getting emotional again.
Kasi parang yung these people or these characters may seem na parang they don't fit. They don't work well with each other. Pero ang ending is they're the most perfect set of people to complement and to support one another.
It doesn't even have to be a right fit or a perfect fit. They don't have to be like compatible as personalities. Pero just to be present for somebody struggling,
true,
it means everything for that person. And if you're going through something and you watch this movie, yun nga like I said kanina, you will feel seen, you will feel heard, you will feel like somebody's there acknowledging your pain, acknowledging your struggle, letting you know na you're not alone in this. Kasi yan talaga yung message ng movie na you are not alone. And yun nga, ang daming taong talagang kasabay natin, even on our second viewing na still getting emotional over it. It's like therapizing you, diba?
Yan,
It's like giving you a warm hug.
Yes.
Especially if you are feeling alone.
Masabi ko lang, we have another good friend of the podcast, Gerald Uy. Pinost niya to sa threads niya. I love this so much kasi, by the way, shout out, Je. Hey, what's up? Masabi ko lang, sobrang natuwa ako dun sa sinabi niya about the film na if you have a friend struggling with depression, drag him or her to the theater and watch Thunderbolts together. Don't tell him or her about the plot and let the therapy unravel. Yun yung nangyari. Ano yung pumasok tayong lahat doon sa sine. Parang expecting na
Suicide Squad
Marvel
movie.
Lalo na yung parang yung Suicide Squad ni James Gunn. Yung parang ganun ka-irreverent. Talagang fun. It's just gonna be fun.
Parang ganun. Puro
escape.
Parang shenanigans.
True. Hindi naman natin in-expect na parang, this is therapy.
Goes deep.
Di ba? Na it's funny kasi this is like if A24 made a superhero movie. Yan. Na kung gaano ka profound yung message niya. Now, I'm not gonna say naman na sobrang niya talagang parang this is the best thing ever. It should win the awards. I mean, of course, it's still a Marvel movie. Meron pa rin siyang ceiling. Kumbaga, kung anong what kind of movie it is. And it knows what kind of movie it is.
Parang it's incredible to see this depth and dimension sa mga characters ni Marvel. Comparing to yung mga past na, yung mga latest na offerings ng Marvel, which is parang nagmamanufacture na lang sila in bulk ng mga Marvel heroes just to introduce them to the MCU.
Tas wala din naman magiging
I mean, case in point, yung mga Eternals, diba? Na parang,
yun.
where are they now? And who are they again? Diba? Parang ganon. Pero going back, it reminded me actually of Doom Patrol. If you watched it sa, I think it's on Max.
Nasa Max pa ba? Hindi pa siya na-purge niya, no?
Pero
David Zaslav.
DC yun DC Comics yun So, Doom Patrol, meron din kasing isang character doon na meron siyang dissociative identity disorder. Her name is Crazy Jane.
Yan, tama.
Tapos, meron din siyang parang city in her mind populated by all her personas, all her alters. Yung alters is different, parang, hindi multiple personality different alters ang tawag dun sa bawat. Just think of Split. Parang ganon. So, maraming mga persons within her brain, within her mind, na iba-iba din yung powers. Medyo similar nga din siya kay Legion. Pero ito, DC to. And then, there's a story arc with Crazy Jane na parang they had to go inside her mind to find her kasi parang binury niya deep within her yung totoong siya. Yung original person. Yung parang prime Jane. Ganon. So, parang ganun yung similar dun sa nangyari dun kay Bob.
Oo. May naalala ko yung moment doon nung tinatakas na nila si Bob doon sa sa void. Yung lumabas bigla yung manok. Yung isa sa mga jobs niya. Na nung daw siya, daw siya.
Ay, magandang callback nun, actually.
Kasi lang siya offhand mention lang siya na parang yun yung mga past jobs niya na nagsa-sign flip siya habang naka-chicken suit. Tapos ending yun yung umaway sa kanila. Tapos sino sabi niya? Si Red Garden ba yun? Na parang yung, Bob, I'm gonna you. Tapos biglang, sorry, I was on yung gano'n na, at that moment, yun, doon sa shame rooms, tama ka na, it felt like Doom Patrol. And just, not just that, parang even how introspective everything gets with regards to some characters. Yun nga, parang yung character ni Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
Tsaka yung kay
Rita Farr.
Yun. Tsaka yung si Matt Bomer. Yun. Yung si Invisible Man, something yun.
Yung naka-mummy, bandages.
Ang pinaka hindi ko in-expect na magugustuhan kong character dito, si John Walker.
Yes. I mean, ang ganda ng mga lines niya. Sobrang deadpan. He thinks he's not being funny, but that makes it funny. Diba? Nakakatawa talaga siya.
Ang galing ni Wyatt Russell. Ang pinaka line of the movie para sa kanya dito yung yung nasa limo sila. Tapos yung i-rescue dapat sila niya
alam ko rin yung sabi mo.
Tapos yung mga humahabol na mga tao ni Val na dispatcha na ni Bucky. Tapos pati din sila, bigla silang tinira ng parang homing na grenade. Kasi siya, yeah! Oh shit!
Funny yun. Fairness yung comedic timing niya, no? Manang-mana din niya sa parents niya.
Tatay mo ba naman si Kurt Russell tapos nanay mo si Goldie Hawn?
Sumabog lahat ng charisma sa kanya. Pero ang gusto ko sa kanya, kaya niya pa rin bigyan ng gravitas yung acting niya kapag kinailangan. Kasi kapag may pagka-serious na yung tone ng character niya, he can shift it. Ayun nga pala, yung isang gusto kong sabihin. Now that we are talking about John Walker. John Walker was introduced in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
But you don't have to watch it actually to appreciate his character here.
Although, kung gusto mo nang merong kang background dun sa parang why everybody seems to treat him like crap. Yeah, you go and watch that. Kasi, makikita mo din doon yung, aaminin din naman niya may yabang din naman kasi siya
Maganda na ang nangyari ngayon is nag-flip na. True. Yung TV shows na yung parang naging supplemental content na pwede mong i-resource para to learn more. To get to know the characters more.
Sana magtuloy-tuloy na.
I think nag-announce na si Marvel na magpo-focus na sila sa mga movies and not on TV shows anymore.
At saka huwag lang mag-focus sa sine. Mag-focus sila ulit na yung lahat ng mga post-credit scenes nila connected. Just kumari kasi simula nung nag-WandaVision tayo, lahat ng mga post-credit scene parang pero this Marvel movie has the most impactful post-credit scene in ages. Parang since Captain Marvel pa.
At least merong sense of continuity na parang really something to look forward to and not just a cheap punchline or something na i-abandon din nila. I mean, si Clea, naalala ko tuloy yung mga iba.
Sino?
Si Clea. Asa na yun?
Asa na yun?
Anyari.
Diba? Parang napaka-messy na nung MCU. Pero ito yung ibig sabihin na sinasabi natin na yung previous movies sobrang plodding yung pace.
Yeah.
Ayan you know who you are. Alam namin ikaw yung nagda-downvote sa mga nagda-thumbs down sa mga YouTube namin. Brad, nood. Ito yung sinasabi namin na kung bakit plodding yung pace ng ibang scene at brisk ito. Captain America Brave New World, fun but forgettable kasi nga pacing
At saka
Marvel's
what really are the stakes there?
Wala yun wala siyang stakes kaya yung pacing niya sobrang plodding. Ito kasi kahit walang stakes na MCU wide. Sobrang niyang ramdam mo kasi nga it gets to a personal level
It speaks to your soul. Mas more personal ang impact niya.
Yes.
Not really as a superhero film.
That's true.
Na serialized.
This
is a standalone, I think.
So far.
Parang for me parang siyang napakaganda niyang origin story.
Kaya nga, sige, ito na. Let's get to another big spoiler. Ano yung asterisk?
The asterisk means they are
new
Avengers.
Yay! I mean, ito masabi ko lang nakakatawa yung moment na yun sa sine.
Grabe reaction natin.
Kasi yung parang, alam mo yung, kasi, di ba kapag yung end credits ng Marvel, yung mga, may creativity naman. Ito nakakatawa dito kasi napaka-real world nung pagkakagamit Pero yung, syempre kasi humihikbi-hikbi pa tayo lahat nun. Nagpupunas pa tayo ng mata nung nag-end credits na. Tapos biglang lumabas yung New Avengers. Parang, yay!
Alam mo
I'm
yung
happy again.
Alam mo yung meme ni Pedro Pascal na parang, yeah!
In reverse. In reverse.
Parang Aladdin.
Yung ganon. Kaya yun, they are the New Avengers. And again, kaya sobrang impactful netong end credits dito sa scene na to. Kasi, apparently, Sam Wilson is filing an injunction against them using the trademark Avengers.
Litigious.
Sabi ni Bucky, litigious daw si Sam. Grabe naman to si Bucky, baka na kayo pinagsamahan niya.
Tsaka parang si di ka congressman.
Hindi, sorry, grabe naman si Sam. Parang wala silang pinagsamahan ni Bucky.
Hindi naman kasi siya sinuportahan ni Bucky dun sa Captain America Brave New World na parang, kaya mo na yan. Ganun lang yung appearance ni Bucky dun diba? Parang, niya, sige, okay na yan. Kaya mo na yan.
Parang siyang, sabi ni Sam, parang, anong gagawin ko? Sabi ni Bucky, kaya mo na yan.
Sige.
Wait lang, may ginagawa ako
kaya mo na yan, okay na yan.
Tumatakbo ko congressman Nangangampanya pa ako Kaya mo na yan. Kaya siya bitter.
Kaya niya kinasuhan. Petty din no?
Ang ending naman, sinong nanalo? Syempre, congressman si Bucky of Brooklyn. Ano yung sabi natin sa simula? Yung parang yung
worrying.
Where it's worrying and ano yun?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the worrying situation.
Nakakatawa siya. Yun yung isa sa comedy din yung Bucky. Yung kahit anong sitwasyon, meron siya lagi magiging fish out of water.
Yes,
na
true.
Experience. Masabi ko lang, before we, wrap this up real quick, yung writing nito, kaya masasabi na parang siyang it's like an A24 film. Eric Pearson is one of the sure hands na when it comes to Marvel. Isa sa mga ginawa niyang mga movie or sinulat niyang mga films is Thor Ragnarok, Black Widow, yung mga ganun. So, ano na siya, MCU na talaga siya. Pero yung secret weapon netong Thunderbolts is yung co-showrunner ng The Bear, which is si Joanna Callow.
So, siya ang nagdala ng parang yung drama, parang family drama.
Yung Gravitas.
And yung depth.
Yeah, ako talagang ayoko sabihin so much fun. Kasi there were times na this movie wasn't fun. It resonated. It
deeply. It impacted me.
Yes.
Yeah, like an impacted tooth. Sobrang sakit.
Yes, that is right. Kaya
Pero ito yung type of pain that you will feel na mas more siyang release.
Catharsis siya.
Cathartic siya. Hindi siya parang yung pain na katulad ng Guardians of the Galaxy 3 na sobra akong traumatized after.
Oh my God.
Na I need to console myself and to, just curl up and hug myself in fetal position to just, feel better.
Hindi lang yun. Yung curl up and hug our babies.
Especially if you're animal lovers. It's not that kind of parang
it's not that
emotional impact.
Mas kung if you're dealing with, sabihin natin, sige, heavy baggage in your emotional life, professional life, pwede. This movie is gonna speak volumes to you. So, plus points na lang kung fan ka din ng MCU kasi parang siyang, oh my God, biglang sobrang naging deep ulit ang MCU. Yay!
Yay!
So, Thunderbolts, for us, we're gonna give it a rating of solid A.
Yay!
Talaga. It's still in cinemas. I think it's in its second week, if I'm not mistaken. By the time this review comes out, don't miss it kasi talagang this needs to be seen in the cinema. Speaking of another film that must be seen in a cinema.
Ito! Must talaga to.
Let's just go ahead and talk about Final Destination, Bloodlines.
Plagued by a recurring violent nightmare, a college student returns home to find the one person who can break the cycle and save her family from the horrific fate that inevitably awaits them. Ayun. Ito, tama ka na you have to really experience this in the cinema.
Oh
kasi,
my God!
First time mo ba? First Final Destination movie na pinanood mo sa sinihan?
Sa sinihan. Okay.
Oh my God!
Kasi, I mean, sige, I'm gonna just go out and say this, okay? Nung naglalabasan itong mga Final Destination nun, 19 kopong-kopong. De, joke lang.
Wow, grabe ha. Nabuta mo yun, no, Tito?
Nung panahon ni Quezon. Yung hindi pa ako connoisseur ng horror. Most may connoisseur. Hindi ba ako na-appreciator ng horror nun? I try to avoid horror as much as I can.
At all costs.
At all costs. Nung time
But then, along came
she happened.
Me.
Yes.
Happy birthday, me.
Yes. And she transformed me into this horror freak. Masabi ko lang, okay? Kung yung Thunderbolts, nung pinanood natin ito nung sinihan, in the middle of, moving, kumbaga, kaya sobrang niyang parang we felt seen with our pain. We were feeling and struggle at that point with that movie. Ito naman, sobrang niya yung parang, alam mo yung joyous release of parang, holy shit, natapos din lahat. Wala kang pagkita sa scene, parang, whoo, talaga. And kung sa Thunderbolts, spoilers tayo. Dito, no spoilers.
Yeah.
Because we want you to experience this as fresh as possible.
Fresh.
No.
Fresh as blood.
Yes.
Pero ito, tama ka. You have to experience this in the cinema kasi para siyang roller coaster ride. You can't enjoy it if you're watching it on a phone.
That's right.
Or on the TV. Or basta, iba talaga yung experience ng sinihan. Sabay-sabay kayong sisigaw, sabay-sabay kayong mag-cringe, sabay-sabay kayong, no!
Tama.
Can't look away.
Yes.
So, Roy, ayan, sige, simulan na nga natin ang discussion.
Yes.
What did you think of Final Destination Bloodlines?
It's the horror equivalent of Avengers Endgame.
Wow,
Ganun siya.
Really?
It's for its subject matter.
Well, for the reaction, siguro pa masasabi ko, yes.
If you are a fan of this series, if you're a fan of horror movies in general, this is one of the most joyous movie-going experiences I have ever had in the past 10 years. I mean, hihilera ko doon. Kung gaano ka talagang every moment watching this film with, of course, our sinihan buddies pa rin. And yung nung premiere night, thanks again for the invite, Warner Brothers Philippines. Parang lahat ng talagang fan ng horror nakasama natin dun sa Sinyan buong gabi.
Oo.
Kaya yung andaming unaliving sequences na talagang basta lalo na yung simula.
First sequence pa lang. Grabe yun.
Siguro, we can let it slip a bit. Yung opening nitong movie na to is yung pinapakita sa trailer na yung parang Space Needle-ish na tower.
Sa past, yung flashback.
Yung flashback. So
ended there, bago ka pa mag-spoil.
So how everything just, messes up in that sequence. Pero
the sacred timeline.
Grabe yung pagkaka-construct nung, ang iniisip ko nga sa kanya, parang siyang Rube Goldberg machine of unaliving and destruction. Kung hindi kayo familiar sa Rube Goldberg machine, yung mga may bola, nagagalaw bigla, yung tapos babagsak bigla, tapos may tutulak siyang something, tapos may something na magsiswing over.
Yung parang
yung parang
sequence.
Yung na parang may mga track na dinadaanan yung mga bagay-bagay na pushing things further, tapos ang ending parang may magpo-pour ng tubig, yung ganon.
Nakakapanood ako ng ganyan sa TikTok na kapag parang yung pag nagtutuba ng cards.
Parang yung domino.
Parang domino.
Ganun siya.
Domino effect.
Yes, exactly. Every trademark Final Destination sequence, kasi baka ma-demonetize tayo pag may mga sinabi tayong mga words. Yan. Every sequence that this series has been known for is constructed in such a way na it just ratchets the tension every second.
Yes.
Na you're expecting something to happen Parang nga siyang roller coaster yung sinabi mo na parang ang dami niya yung
at yung anticipation kapag paakyat ka pa lang and then tapos, yung thrill ng unang drop.
Ito nga yung nakakatawa kasi yung dun sa unang yung opening sequence na itong scene na to parang siyang alam mo yun sa roller coaster yung tapos pagdating sa tok bagsak parang siyang dito dating sa taas tapos bigla siyang maggaganon tapos iaakit ka pa niya.
Kala mo magdadrop ka na.
Tapos akit
yun yung pinaka-nakakano yung mga fake out
Oo. Tapos,
kahit sa mga past Final Destination films, yung mga fake out talaga yung mas nakaka-nervyos. Yun yung mas nakaka-cause ng anxiety.
Tapos yung biglang pagbagsak na niyang ganun dun sa unang.
Yung unang drop. Tapos after nun, hindi pa tapos. God. Diba?
I love this
Grabe talaga.
Sige ito, masabi ko lang, matanong ko sa'yo. Since ikaw, yung mas talaga nakasunod. Kasi ako, admittedly, yung only FD na napanood ko, na naalala ko lang, was yung the first one.
Boo!
Of course. Boo! Kasi dapat kasi papanoorin natin to in preparation for this. Kasi ginawa natin to ng trailer reaction.
Oo nga.
Lumabas tayo.
Kaso naglipat tayo
Buisit kasi.
Nakasulanan ng paglilipat Balik na nga tayo dun.
Ayoko na. No, thanks. Anyway, ikaw, yung mas nakasunod dun sa all
of course.
5 so far.
6 na.
6
including this.
So 6 ito. How does it measure up to you, this 6th installment? After 14 years,
Oo nga ang tagal ng break, no? For me, ito yung pinaka-entertaining and mas updated to modern audiences. Something that would really capture the interest and the morbid curiosity of Gen Zs and younger millennials. Kasi sanay na tayo dyan. Alam na natin yung i-expect natin sa Final Destination
Alam mo yung ang dami nating mga irrational fears na ginawa nitong series
parang
nito.
Nai-imagine ko tuloy yung mga nag-iisip ng mga sequences na yun na parang grabe yung mga intrusive thoughts siguro nila, no?
Ano sila Sila yung manifestation. Dumb ways to die.
At saka tama. Yung mga parang public advisory
ng PSA.
Public safety. Na parang, okay yung mga baso nyo, huwag nyong ilalagay sa edge ng table kasi ganito yan. Kapag nabanggaya ng ganito, biglang pumunta sa lawnmower, tapos pumunta sa trampoline.
Yun, may isang sequence pa dito.
Nasa trailer yun.
Yung nasa trailer ng pinanood natin yung una. Yun nga, parang Rube Goldberg na
yung domino effect na yun.
Tapos gano'n siya, gugulong, tapos yung gugulong may mas matatamaan. Kasi tatamaan niya, may mababagsak ulit. Tapos, yun yung dahilan kung bakit yung character natin pupunta siya sa spot na malalagay siya sa alanganin. Yung gano'n.
All because you did not pay attention to public safety. Bawa, kapag nagba-barbecue ka, tapos sa yard ka nag-hold ng barbecue mo, dapat plastic yung mga baso mo. Diba? Kasi kapag nabasag yan, di mo makikita kapag nabasag yan sa yelo.
Tama. Or
yung mga ganon.
Yun
kapag
yung
nag-trampoline ka, dapat check mo kung merong mga nasa ilalim. Yung mga ganong klaseng basic safety na hindi, you sometimes forget to check.
Eto, masabi ko lang I'm not going to contextualize it para hindi pa rin siya maging spoiler. Pero isa sa mga bagay na sobrang credit dito sa Final Destination Bloodlines, not just in the movie itself pero in the trailers, I love it that there are so many fake outs.
Oo.
Na para kasi, ikaw kasi kapag nanonood ka ng horror, and actually, masasabi ko din na parang yun yung dahilan kung bakit
wow, as
medyo,
a horror fan.
Kasi yun yung dahilan kung bakit medyo na-anticipate ko na yung mga jump scares.
Yes.
Kasi yung mga ibang jump scares, nire-reveal sa trailer. So parang palating na sa moment na yun, yung pala sa simula, may jump scare doon na nahuli ko kasi nasa trailer siya.
Yes.
Yun. Pero dito kasi, yung scares niya, I'm not gonna say which ones, okay, don't happen like as it's presented in the trailer. So, when watching it, parang meron ka ng dadalihing preconceived notion na parang ito dapat yung moment na, matatakot ako. Pero pagdating mo pinapatapos yung scene niya, ay, hindi pa pala. Oh, So, talagang mag-ratchet up pa yung tension mo sa'yo.
Yes, the anticipation. Actually, parang nga siyang yung, a train wreck that is slowly approaching. Na parang, you know the end result of that.
True.
You know how it will happen, the ending. Pero, how it happens is, you wanna look away but you can't.
True.
Ganon siya.
That is true. Of course, hindi din naman perfect itong scene na to.
Yes.
May mga moments siya na using the thing na sinabi ko dun sa initial reaction namin about the movie feeling like a Marvel movie in terms of how parang fun it is. Nag-focus din naman siya masyado sa set pieces.
True.
From time to time.
And also just to add to what you just
Sige.
said, yung mga pinili niyang manner of deaths is more fantastical than the other ones. Than, let's say, yung Final Destination 2 na yung logs. Kasi yung logs, talagang mas nakakatakot yun kasi that's out of your control.
Hindi ko lang alam kung ito naalala ko to na Final Destination sequence to. Yung biglang bumulwak yung escalator. Ano ba yun? 2 or 3?
Hindi ko na maalala eh. Kasi yan na yung parang hinahabol na sila nung death eh.
Talaga?
Pero yung mga major lang na mga sequences yung naaalala ko.
Pero yun na nga, yung ganun siya na parang yung kaya nga minsan dati natakot ako sumakay na escalator kasi biglang gaganon na sa bigla tapos kakainin ako nung sa ilalim.
Yung ganung mga irrational fear.
Ganun siya nakakatakot.
Mas doon nagbank yung mga previous Final Destinations like halimbawa yung plane crash, 'di ba? Parang that's really out of your control unless they check it, or yung logs na parang hindi mo talaga kontrolado yun, nakaupo ka lang sa kotse minsan tapos bigla na lang siyang mangyayari, 'di ba? Hindi lang talaga nila iningatan yung mga, alam mo yun, parang it felt like that.
Ito talagang
parang negligence lang talaga siya.
Ito parang nag-show off eh. May isa, speaking of showing off, may isa ditong unaliving moment na jump scare-ish kung paano siya in-execute. Pero yung may character dito na did something na ayaw niyang gawin, tas ginawa niya, tas bigla siya, Yahoo! Yahoo!
Wow! Very Maylee. You're revealing your age, ha?
Grabe. As in talagang sobrang niyang catharsis yung
cathartic.
Cathartic siya.
Anyari na.
Tagal na natin nag-record eh. Hindi na natin alam mo paano magsalita.
We forgot to, is this what talk is?
This is what I talk about.
Is this what I talk, what I say is talk?
Yung susunod na episode po namin, Minions na kami magsalita.
Abdi.
Pero yung ganong klase na, I mean, if you're a purist fan of the Final Destination movies, you might find it parang too over the top. Yung mga sequences dito sa 6. Pero, for the rest of us, gore hounds.
Wow, gore hound na siya,
Mas gusto ko yun eh, kaysa sa jump scare. Ayoko talagang ginugulat ako. I mean,
hindi naman din jump scare yung gusto ko eh. Mas more like parang talagang intrusive thoughts level ng dread. Na tipong naliligo ka lang or nasa banyo ka lang. Yung ganon, yung hindi ka mapapakali. Talagang yung anxiety is up to 11. Yun kasi yung effect nung first Final Destinations. I mean, agree, kung meron kayong favorite na sequence sa past Final Destination na ganon, ka-intrusive yung thoughts nyo, na hanggang ngayon daladala nyo siya, i-comment nyo below. Ako, isa doon yung dun sa banyo, talaga, sa bathtub. Kaya sabi ko, naku, natatakot ako madula sa bathtub talaga. Final Destination 1 pa yun.
Diyos ko, Mariosep.
Tsaka yung tanning bed, sabi ko, naku, never ever ako magtataning bed dahil dun sa Final Destination na yun.
Yung naparito si ate ng buhay.
Oo, nalock yung tanning bed tapos nasunog sila ng buhay. Oh my God.
Ay, nako. Pero dito, it's just, alam mo yung parang paano kung si Eli Roth yung gumawa ng Final Destination. Ganon siya ka talagang unapologetically gory.
May pagkano nga siya eh. May pagka-feel siya na parang Cabin in the Woods din eh.
Yun.
Parang hinahack nila eh, di ba?
Pero hindi din naman siya sobrang parang, ano ba to? Yung mga horror na parang nagiging afterthought yung kwento or parang pangit yung kwento. Hindi, kasi yung co-writer nga nito, Guy Busick, is actually a co-writer on so many horror films that we've come to enjoy.
Oo nga, no?
Like Ready or Not, Abigail.
Oo, maganda
diba?
yun.
Exactly. Ganun, yung kung ano yung crackling sense of fun sa Abigail.
Yes.
Para siyang na-transplant niya dito. Tapos para siyang, yay, I can let loose with all the gory stuff.
Tsaka yung pagka-over the top niya is entertaining talaga. Oo. Like, it's an experience to be to be had in a cinema na talagang sabay-sabay kayong sisigaw and matatawa kayo about how ridiculous everything that's happening is. Ganon siya. Ganon. Nga, no?
Naalala ko yung isang dito, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, Sinyan Buddies, na yung sobrang pinaka-favorite kong sequence dito. Alam mo yung, hindi ko lang alam siya kung sobrang involuntary na siya.
Okay.
Pero yung pagkatapos ng moment na yun, napatayo ko. Parang, yes! So may palakpak.
Oo.
What's wrong with me? What have you done to me? Dati yung triangle, takot akong panoorin ngayon. Ngayon, Final Destination. Yeah, come on, more. Yun lang. Sus, kulang pa
yung
yan.
Conjuring na next, rewatch yun.
Let's draw the line there.
Full disclosure. Hindi ako nakatulog doon. Ako, level ko na yon. For me, natakot ako doon.
Let's go. Yun ba yung Yun ba yung, yung sa Star Wars? Yun ba yung yung The Trials sa Jedi? Yun na yun.
Diyan ka naman susubok. Anyway, what is our rating for Final Destination Bloodlines?
Final Destination Bloodlines. Solid A din. Primarily because of the fantastic cinema experience that we believe you will have when you watch this with the largest crowd that you can find. As in talagang pag manonood kayo nitong Final Destination Bloodlines, i-make sure nyo na yung pipiliin yung sinihan,
yung
puno.
maraming tao.
As in, punong-puno.
O kaya yung marami kayo, magkakasama kayo like
or
barkada, family.
Alam mo, naalala ko, yung last experience ko na gano'n manood ng horror. I mean, maliban na lang yung sa atin sa Sinihan Buddies, yung pag nai-invite tayo dun sa mga screening room na horror premieres. Kasi tayo yung sobrang ingay. Sa gano'n, pinanood natin yung Train to Busan. All those years ago. Yun. Yung ganun ka rollicking experience, yung yumayanig yung sinehan sa
just
saya.
Everybody reacting and parang they're inside the movie.
And not just reacting for their acting, reacting in sync.
Sobrang iba talaga siyang communal experience that you can only have in a cinema with a crowd.
Movies. Yes. Kaya siguro A- for the story. Pero a solid A for everything else and the gore, the unaliving, and the experience.
I'm giving it an A just because it's back.
Yes.
And it's good that it's back.
It's good again. Yeah. Solid A for Thunderbolts and Final Destination Bloodlines. If you've seen either or both of these films, please share with us what you thought about them. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you again. Tagal natin nawala. Let us know in the comment section below, in our posts in Facebook or Instagram, or comment below on the comment section in Spotify and YouTube. Yan.
Yeah.
Yes. Nakalimutan natin.
Hala. First day mo.
Okay. So, bali, nangyari sa Indiana Jones, ganito.
Guys, ano ba yan? Ginugulo mo yung script ko? Wait lang. Okay. Huwag ka magulo.
Hindi kasi ito yung sa Dead Reckoning.
Ay nako, bahala ka dyan. Final Reckoning na.
Final Reckoning na pala.
Anyways, please don't forget to set your players to automatically download our episodes so you don't miss out on our fun Sinigi conversations. And while you're at it, baka naman pwedeng pa-birthday nyo na lang din sa akin. And also because we're back, please leave us a rating of 5 stars. 5 stars nyo na. Para pang regalo nyo na sa akin.
Thumbs up
on
YouTube.
Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you had fun or learned something new during this episode.
Yes. And as always, the studio and distributor of the films were not given any creative control or editorial control over our episode. They are hearing our review for the first time, same as you are.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Cinegeeks podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide.